Guess what? The strike is over.
Yay.
The strike is over. So what's the deal? Well, guess what? I'm going to put a link in the description. Do you want to read the deal? Was this worth holding out for? I'm not sure if it was ultimately. Alan, what are your thoughts on the strike being over?
It was fun while it lasted. I remember the what was it, the 2008, 2007 writer strike, how it shut down Hollywood, how it shut down television. I was a big watcher of late night television at that time, big Conan fan. And I remember they shut it down, and then around Christmas time, they decided that they were going to go back, do shows, but without writers. Um, this time around, I could care less about whether stopped watching late night a long time ago.
Right.
Uh, not 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 excited that they're back now. Um, it's just one of these things where you felt like you were watching this big battle out there somewhere, and that you're not involved in it, and you have no interest in the stakes of it, other than realizing you just I don't think I was that invested in this conflict that I was in the past when the strike happened 20 years ago, when the writer strike happened 10 years ago, I just felt like I found myself having trouble sympathizing with either side. And part of me, when reading the agreement here, is like, I'm not sure that things are going to change a whole lot.
Well, yeah, this agreement is not much different from the agreement that was, last summer was
Yeah, I mean,
proposed.
it's always about money.
Right.
It sounds like that. AI, sure. The writers' room is the one that really bugged me the most, but it's like, I don't have the confidence that we're going to see a turnaround in the quality of product that the big studios are going to give us.
Well, look, was it worth it? We'll see. I what's going to happen, I know from people who are WGA members who have reached out to me. What this will do is strain budgets for television, and
Mhm.
you're going to see 600 TV shows over the next few years become only 300 shows. The sort of like gold rush of streaming,
Yeah,
make lots
we
of
need
shows, make
content,
lots of shows.
more
It's
content.
over. It's done. It's done. That is over. And so you're going to see in a very short amount of time over the next year to 2 years, you're going to see half the number of TV shows that currently exist. And that is just the reality because the money isn't there. And was it worth fighting for in the end? We'll see. But what I'm also told is you're going to see an entire group of people working in this industry that will more than likely leave the industry and not return. Meaning, you might go to a bar or restaurant in Los Angeles, and someone who worked on She-Hulk is suddenly serving you a Moscow Mule. You just don't know how these things are going to work out. Who knows? But ultimately, I'm going to post the link in the description. We're not a legal channel. This isn't Nick Rekieta, so we're not going to take a deep dive with it. But if you're curious, you can look at the 94-page agreement and check it out. But what this has done, it was an opportunity. Here's what it really was. At the bottom line, at the end of the day, the studios and the producers wanted this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They starved the writers, and they basically starve them to the point where it's just like, okay, this is what you want, this is what you get. And this was a take it or leave it deal, and it's just going to result in fewer shows being made because the money's not there, and an opportunity to cancel deals that they already wanted to cancel anyways. That's my final thought on it.
Yeah.
A couple of comments here, unless you have a comment, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what they ultimately got, in the end, what it was the producers wanted this, the writers wanted that, and it looks like they came down the middle for it. And you wonder, why did it take that long to get to basically a middle of the line consensus here? And I think that goes to what you were saying, is that, yeah, the studios wanted to get out of all these deals that were going to be bad, that they knew they couldn't get out of, and the strike was the perfect reason to walk away from those without penalty. And I think if you're right, and that half of the production is if production is gonna be cut in half, logic would tell you that the bad writers are the ones who are gonna go fall by the wayside. You know, I think Hollywood, I think the studios are gonna be starving for real writers to produce products that people will actually watch. And so maybe that's the good thing that comes out of all this, is that to contradict what I said just minutes ago, maybe this was a good thing, and that we're separating the wheat from the chaff.